Folks, welcome back. Rudy, Alpha Investments. Patron request video. And Rudy, what are we doing with these collector boxes? Seriously. The Throne of Eldraine, the Theros, the core set, the Zendikar, the Ikoria. Now, of course, you got the Commander Legends, the new Kaldheim. I mean, there's a whole army of these collector boxes. Are there, like you always said, Rudy, are these things marketed as collectible and investable, so they never hold any value? So that's what we're going to talk about today. First, we're going to start with a very interesting market movement. Theros collector boxes. When Theros came out a year ago, I was very negative on the set. If you guys recall, I actually considered skipping the Theros standard $80 draft booster boxes completely for myself and patrons and everything, because I just really... The expected value at release was it was insane. It was like $50. There's no value in the set. The collector boxes had just annihilated any financial value of opening I was very concerned because, again, for me to carry and get like an extra $1 off per box, I have to order by the pallet in ridiculous quantities, and it's risky because I can get stuck with an overly large amount, more than my normal couple hundred boxes. I don't want to get stuck with 2,000 boxes of Theros. And then, if it just gets stuck at no value, there's a lot of fear, including myself, and I was very negative and bearish on it. Now, a year later, this is very important, everybody. This is why I always tell everybody on my channel, Rudy, what do you think of the new Strixhaven? Rudy, what do you think of Modern Horizons 2? I don't know, folks. These things aren't even out. I don't have any good opinions until we hit release. We see how it goes, and then we do release plus 30 days, release plus 90, release plus 12 months. And we got to see how the market accepts or rejects the product. We talk about this all the time. We can be hyped and excited or negative or bearish, bullish, but we really don't know. The market accepts or rejects the products. The market's going to make the opinion for us, and we have to figure that out. As of right now, the Theros boxes, the Theros collector boxes, I don't know what's going on. I guess because the expected value of Theros has skyrocketed recently, which is very unusual for a product getting to the end of its life cycle. The Theros collector boxes bottomed out, and I remember I even ran that sale to patrons for what did I sell? I think I sold Theros collector boxes for $159. It was some ridiculous, stupid thing like a year ago, and I checked eBay, and I started watching this in the last 2 weeks, and I saw the supply on eBay, and TCG Player has tanked. Where did they go? And then I started to see that the cheap, these things are $200 a box. TCG Player was $196 plus tax. What the heck happened? These things, there was a million of these boxes for sale, and the prices and the race to the bottom was so dramatic. And now there's just no boxes left on the open market. So that was the first thing that really made me go, okay, that's interesting. We really don't have a lot of data long-term on collector boxes. We've talked about this, everybody. I'm cautiously optimistic on the products. I don't think there's a lot of downside risk, but I'm still very skeptical that these things are actually going to go up tremendously in value long-term. It appears so far the two collector boxes that are going to be heading to the moon and going to $500 a box is probably going to be Commander Legends and, of course, the original Throne of Eldraine collector boxes. Those two seem to be the two leaders right now. Believe it or not, the one right behind that appears to have one of the most successful trajectories also is the core set collector box, the least printed one, and the one that nobody has and everybody just kind of forgot about. So I don't know, and I got to be very blunt with everybody about that. I can't come on camera and just say, hey, these collector boxes are all going to be worth $1,000, huge opportunity. I don't know. My instinct, I'm leaning towards, I just don't think the tremendous growth in these collector boxes is going to be there, but I don't know. We don't have data. I can't go back and use any historical releases and products from 10 years ago to really learn from this experience. Because of that, these are what I like to call higher risk, unknown products. There's still products. I do keep some reserved sealed collector boxes in all the products because I don't know. I want to have exposure just in case something dramatic does happen. But right now, it does appear Theros collector boxes are going to break above $200 a box, and they are actually going to start moving up some. I think it looks like it's being driven by surprisingly higher card values, single card values in the set. Go figure. And I know, right? Compared to where it started, it's unbelievable. And then, of course, the supply was super high and Theros collector boxes were everywhere. And then all of a sudden, I don't know if they were open. I do know I did communicate with one particular store in the middle of the United States that actually bought about 400 Theros collector boxes and actually opened them all. And with the rising value of Theros expected value, they actually were selling singles locally and online. So I thought that was interesting. And I've always talked to you all about that. That is one of the important catalysts of new release products. You need to have the single cards maintain some sort of value. You need to be able to do a mass box opening because you absorb and remove a lot of sealed product from the market. And it also shows signs of more of a healthy ecosystem. So I thought that was interesting. So I said, okay, so some stores have maybe been doing some box openings and selling singles on Theros. Because think about this. Like even my own patrons. For the patrons who bought at the end there when I did that last sale on Theros collector boxes, if you paid $160 a box from me, paid on a cashback credit card, so your cost basis is like $158 or $157 for a Theros collector's box. If you open that Theros collector's box, the odds are pretty skewed in your favor. You're going to be able to get above $150 something. I mean, the standard Theros draft boxes are around $100 EV. Maybe TCG low or markets maybe 90 or 80 or 12. It's bouncing between 80 and like 110. So I mean the collector box only being 157, 158. You know, that's pretty interesting. And I believe, no evidence of this, but my theory is that some of these boxes were absorbed to people who flipped single cards. I think there was a little arbitrage opportunity for people who bought into it, and I think they've actually made some money, and I think that's where some of the supply went to. But back to the overall collector box situation. If you haven't seen my other video, I was talking about the state of future everything with Hasbro and Wizards, and partnering with Amazon is a massive game changer. I actually still believe that these collector boxes, it looks like they're gonna be around for a while. I had a theory a while back ago where I thought a lot of these collector boxes were actually going to come to an end once Wizards released like 10 different collector boxes. Kind of like they did with, From the Vaults. There were 10 different... Do I have a From the Vault around here? Yeah, I do. Kind of like what they did with the From the Vaults. Like I thought after they did 10 From the Vaults, I thought eventually the From the Vaults would, be retired, which they were after 10 From the Vault series. And there's a chance that I still believe, just like how they were crazy obsessive with their iconic masters, modern masters, eternal masters, masters 25, ultimate masters, double masters. There's 8, 9 master series products, and they've really throttled back. I do believe collector boxes are not going to be infinite. I do believe after maybe 10, 12 different collector box series, that series will retire. I do firmly believe that. The problem is right now, Wizards is really addicted. Papa Hasbro loves the profit on these collector boxes. They're extraordinarily profitable. You get 12 packs, a third of a booster box, in a smaller packaging for cheaper and easier to move logistics, and you get massive 2x the revenue. It is a tremendous, 2x revenue with literally like a 50-60% reduction in cost. It's tremendously profitable. I can't emphasize that enough. So overall, short video today, but my mind's on the collector box series. I've been getting a lot of questions on it because of the Commander Legends collectors. The Kaldheim collectors is flat. Theros collector boxes are starting to go up again. The Throne of Eldraine collector boxes are breaking $300 a piece. Commander Legends collector boxes are bouncing between $300 and like $400. It's insane. You're seeing a lot of movement where the market's trying to figure it out. But to end this video, I did want to comment on 1 or 2 more things. If I had to make a prediction, I actually still think the core set collector box is going to be the special one. And I know that sounds stupid, but the fact there's only 1 core set collector box, there's no core set in 2021, and I still loved core set 2021, just like core 2020. And I think that core set collector box could be a really hidden thing because it has the lowest supply, the lowest quantity open, and it was a fun product to open. I remember doing box openings on that. And then the next thing also, the Zendikar. I know a lot of patrons are very bullish on that, and people have been talking about that product for a while, but do not underestimate the long-term 5-year projection of a Zendikar collector box where you have between 2 and 6 lottery cards per collector box. 2 non-foils on top and between 1 and 3 foils inside. There's seriously going to be some real opportunity in these in long term. We just don't know